Hello everyone, this is Anil Kumar and today's topic is Vernous theory. So let us begin the class. In the Vernous theory, first we have to discuss some molecules. So let us take COCl3 6NH3, and if this compound is reacted with excess silver nitrate, then the number of moles of silver chloride which is formed here is 3 moles. So 3 moles of silver chloride is formed, and here 3 moles of AgNO3 is used. And one more complex COCl3 5NH3, and if this is reacted, this will react with 2 moles of AgNO3. So when we react this molecule with AgNO3 excess, it will react with only 2 moles and it forms 2 moles of AgCl. In the same way, COCl3 4NH3, and this will react with 1 mole of AgNO3 to form 1 mole of AgCl. And last compound COCl3 3NH3, and it is reacted with AgNO3, then it is no reaction. So here there is no formation of AgCl. So based on these experiments, the Vernous has explained the structure of the bonding present in a complex. So he also explained the types of bonds present in a complex. According to Vernous, there are two types of bonds. One is primary bond and another one is secondary bond. So he called this as primary valency and this is secondary valency. And this primary valency is denoted by discontinuous lines, and this primary valency will tell about oxidation state of central metal. So this will tell about oxidation state of central metal, and the primary valencies are ionizable. Ionizable bonds. When coming to secondary valency, they are denoted by continuous lines and they signifies about coordination number. And these are non-ionizable. So primary valencies are ionizable, whereas secondary valencies are non-ionizable. So we have to remember these points. Actually, this theory does not hold for a long period because in this theory, while explaining the structure of the complex and bonding of the complex, we are not at all using electrons. So while explaining any structure of a molecule, we have to take the help of electrons. But this Vernous, he did not take the help of electrons. So this theory also does not hold. But this theory is the first theory to explain the structures. So that's why we are learning about this Vernous theory. So in the first we have discussed, we have taken some equations like CO, Cl3 and 6NH3. So this is a molecule. This is a complex molecule. And if you ionize this, generally we are getting 3 chloride ions. So we are getting 3 chloride ions. So that is 3 Cl minus, and remaining all the cobalt and ammonia, they are not getting ionized. So based on the ionization, the complex of COCl3 6NH3 can be this. So this can be also written as COCl3 6NH3. So if you ionize this, we are getting this CONH3 6 3 plus and this 3Cl minus. Now if you draw the structure of this molecule, in this structure the cobalt is present as central atom, and total there are 6 bonds, and this is octahedral molecule. As the number of bonds are 6, we will be having an octahedral molecule, and in this the thick lines indicates a secondary valency, and they tells about coordination number. So here NH3 is nothing but the ligand. So there are 6 ligands. So these are all the NH3 molecules. So 6 NH3 molecules. And next there are 3 chloride ions, and the 3 chloride ions, they are ionizable. So they are denoted as primary valency, and they are non-directional. So we can write at any position. So this is chlorine, and we have to mention with the dotted lines, discontinuous lines. So this is the structure of COCl3 6NH3. So in this, the primary valencies are 3 and secondary valencies are 6, and chloride ions having both primary and secondary will be equal to 0. So in the COCl3 6NH3, or this this molecule, this complex, in this complex, so there are primary, the total number of primary valencies are 3. So the number of chloride ions will give primary valency, so they are 3, and secondary valencies are 6, and the chloride ions having both primary and secondary valency are equal to 0. That's all. Now let us take second example. So let us take COCl3 5NH3. So this is 5NH3. And in this, if you ionize this molecule, here the number of ammonia are only 5. So this is COCl3NH3 5, and 1 chlorine is present inside the complex, and 2 chloride ions will be ionized. So this is COCl3 5NH3 complex. And now in this, one NH3 is missing. So this is one NH3. So we have to remove one NH3, and 5 NH3s are there. It is okay. And now here, one chlorine will have both primary valency and also secondary valency. So this chlorine will have both primary valency and secondary valency. So this is the structure of COCl3 5NH3. And here the number of primary valencies are 3, secondary valencies are 6, but the chloride ions having both primary valency and secondary valency, they are equal to 1. And if the question is asked uh, only primary valency, then the answer is equal to only primary valency. then the answer is nothing but it is equal to 2. So this is about the structure of COCl3 5NH3. In the same way, we can also write the structure of COCl3 4NH3, and we can also write for COCl3 3NH3. So next one is COCl3 4NH3. Here there will be two chloride ions, two chlorines inside, and here only one chlorine. The complex can be written as COCl3 4NH3. And here one more ammonia is missing, so you can remove one more ammonia, and this will be replaced by the chlorine, and this chlorine will have both primary valency and secondary valency. So I am removing this chlorine. Now this chlorine will have both primary valence and secondary valence. Now based on this, questions may be asked. Primary valencies will not change, they are 3. Secondary valencies also will not change. But the chloride ions having both primary valency and secondary valency will change, and this is equal to 2. So this is the chlorine having both primary and secondary. This is the second one. So the chlorines having both primary and secondary valencies are 2. And only primary valency is equal to 1. And last example, COCl3 3NH3. So the number of ionizable chlorines are 0, and this is 3NH3. 3NH3, and 3 chlorines will be present inside the complex, and there is no ionization. COCl3 NH3 taken thrice, Cl3. This is the complex. So there is no ionization. So this indicates the number of ammonia are 3. So I am removing one more ammonia. This is the ammonia, and in the place of this ammonia there is a chlorine. And now this chlorine will have both primary valency and secondary valency. Now if the question is asked how many primary valencies are there, it is 3, and how many secondary valencies are there, it is 6. But the total number of primary valence and secondary valencies is equal to 3. So this is the chlorine having both primary and secondary. So this is also second one, this is the third one. So total 3. Only primary valencies are equal to 0. So this is all about the examples of Bernoulli's theory. And whenever a question is asked, he will ask the total number of valencies, primary valency, secondary valencies, or he will ask the chlorines having both primary valency and secondary valency, or only primary valency. And sometimes he will also ask on ionization of this. So if you ionize this, how many ions are produced? Suppose if you take this example, if you ionize this, there are no ions. Ionization does not take place here. So the complex itself remain stable. So here no ions are taking place. And generally, if the number of ions are less, then the conductance, the conductivity will be also less. So sometimes he will give these 4 examples and ask which is a good conductor of electricity. So the first example is this is the first option, that is COCl3, uh, COCl3 NH3 Cl3. And if you take second example, that is CONH3 taken 4 Cl2 Cl. So if you ionize this, we get 2 ions. So we get CONH3 taken, sorry, first let us take, okay, 4. Okay. NH3 taken 4 Cl2 plus Cl minus, and this is plus. So total ions are 2 ions. So from the first example to second example, the number of ions are increased, so the conductance also increases. So third example, it is CONH3 taken 5 Cl Cl2, and if you ionize this, then we get CONH3 taken 5 Cl2 plus and 2 Cl minus ions. Now here the total number of ions are 3. So there are 3 ions. So the conductance also increases. And fourth example, CONH3 taken 6 Cl3. Now if you ionize this, we get CONH3 taken 6, 3 plus and 3 Cl minus. And the number of ions are 4. So among these 4, if the 4 options are given, and if they ask which is a good conductor, then the fourth option is a good conductor of electricity. So in this way, as the number of, if you ionize this, as the number of ions are increasing, the conductance also increases. And also the first case we discussed the reaction with AgNO3. He will give this complex and ask what is the weight of AgCl formed, or what is how many moles of AgCl is formed. So by using this, 0 moles of AgCl is formed, whereas here 1 mole of AgCl is formed. Why? Means the number of ionizing chlorides is 1, and here we get 2 moles of AgCl, and here we get 3 moles of AgCl. That's all about this Verness theory. And the questions in the objectives also may be asked by giving this complex. He may ask the number of ions, or he may ask the total types of the valencies, primary, secondary, or he may give some equation and he will ask how many moles of this AgCl is formed. Sometimes he will ask the what is the weight of AgCl formed. So in this case, the weight of AgCl is nothing but silver is 108 and this chlorine is 35.5. So if you add this, we get 143.5. So here we get this 143.5. In the options, he will give this complex and he will give the weight of 143.5 or something. This is second example. He will give this as 2 times. So in this way, he will also ask the weight of AgCl formed. So that's all for the day. Thank you.